There we go.
Yay! Cool.
Welcome, everybody.
Whoa.
That was cool.
Welcome.
That was made
Amazing.
by Russ, just letting people know.
Yes,
Russ
amazing,
made that.
amazing,
You good?
Amazing Russ.
amazing intro from Russ Stapleton,
What's up, guys?
also known as the Russ.
The Russ. What should I change my name to?
I was gonna change it for you, but then I know I would get hollered at by you,
Well, where are you gonna change it to?
Scarlett Kens.
Well, that's what I was going to suggest.
I'm
Scarlett Kinsey.
literally writing that right now.
Ooh.
Dude, I love Scarlett. She is absolutely my favorite out of my top two in the Avengers are obviously Loki's not technically a part of the Avengers. So my two favorite in the Avengers are Hulk and Scarlet Witch. They're just so awesome. I love them.
Well, before we start going, I know we have Noah in the chat. Hello, Noah. Welcome
Noah.
in.
Noah.
I'm assuming
Today,
notifications went out.
Yep,
Yeah.
I got mine.
so today we're talking Age of Ultron. Let's take care of some housekeeping. Thank you to Dean from the Live Place for sponsoring or hosting our show on the Live Place. Any place that you want to find a family-friendly streamer, check out the Live Place. Dean from Dreamers Empire asks nothing from any of the people that he posts or promotes on that channel, and find him on Dreamers Empire or the Live Place. Give him a like, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and check out the Live Place. Today we have with us from the sunny beach of somewhere in the United States.
Where are you guys? I forget.
Virginia Beach.
I didn't know if you wanted to give out that information. That is a beautiful, beautiful view of the ocean.
Awesome.
Jeff's wearing a Speedo.
Ooh, no, he's
If
not.
he was wearing a Speedo, I wouldn't be here right now.
It doesn't matter. I'm from the waist up.
I was going to say, you can't see that he's wearing pants anyway.
The idea of it scares me.
The idea.
What you can't see can't hurt you.
Yeah.
Hey, he could be worse. He could be wearing a bikini. We can call him Jeff Mankini.
So, yeah, today we're talking about Age of Ultron.
So we have
Really good movie.
Viz Our Dream, also known as Diz Our Dream. If you don't know them or haven't found their channel, please find their channel. Like and subscribe. They are very good friends of us. And below me at least, is Russ Stapleton with Where in the World is Russ Stapleton? I guess that's what his channel is now, right? No?
No, it's not.
Where in the world?
The Russ.
Show. You gotta write stuff down.
What in the world?
What in the world with Russ? Right? Is that
Saturday,
what it is?
3 o'clock.
I went back to Where in the World is Carmen San Diego. For those of us who remember that.
Yeah, I remember that.
Oh, I remember that.
Is my chat frozen? No.
I don't know. I guess the only people that has said anything was Noah.
Okay. All right, continue.
I just posted hello, so hopefully. And then, of course, my lovely daughter, the Scarlet Kens, also known as Kenzie Days.
Yep.
Hello, Rock and Robin. Welcome in. We had a great intro, something new from us. Today we're discussing Age of Ultron. It is, unfortunately, when you talk to a lot of people, they find that out of the Avengers movies, they find this is the third of the 3 Avengers movies.
No.
Some people believe this is the low water mark for Avengers. That's what they would say.
Oh,
I
really?
love this movie. I absolutely love this movie.
It's like the middle child.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, it's like the middle child. What ends up happening is some people forget about the middle child, right?
You're
I've,
allowed
I've,
to talk
can
about
attest
this
to
since you're a
that.
middle child.
huh?
You're allowed to talk about this since you're a middle child.
I am one of two middle children.
Yep.
So what happens is you have Avengers who brought the team together. Then you have Age of Ultron, and the next Avengers is Infinity War and Endgame. So how do you really compare? You know, you have the one that brought everybody together, and then you have the Thanos saga. So
Yeah.
I really love this movie. One, because it introduces Pietro and Wanda. And I also really love this movie because I just think Ultron is a really good villain, personally. I think he's a really good villain. Like, obviously he's not Thanos level, but like he is still a really
Yeah.
worthy opponent.
Well, he's a top level Avengers bad guy. I mean, that's
Yeah.
Right.
that's who he is, and
One
yeah.
of my favorite villains.
See, I also kind of consider Civil War kind of an Avengers movie as well,
Me too.
even though it is more focusing on Cap and Tony. But you know, I kind of to me, and I am one of those people that Age of Ultron is my least favorite, but it's not the least favorite of the Marvel movies. It's just
absolutely.
my least favorite of the Avengers movies. I still love it. So
Listen, this is no Iron Man 3 or the Thor: The Dark World,
no,
No, not at all.
or the Incredible Hulk.
Yeah.
This is definitely one of the better movies that we've come across. It is definitely. And what's good is from now on this movie on, we're into phase 3 of the Marvel movies, and phase 3 is an amazing phase. Again, this is where they've taken and they've let some of these directors, Disney as a company has let them handle the direction of the movies. I did stumble across something flipping around on YouTube. Before Disney bought them, they had Marvel had a certain council, and this is what they wanted to include everything. And that's why the one person that the video I was watching said, this is why Iron Man 2 is so muddled. They tried to jam a lot of stuff in there that shouldn't have been in there.
yeah.
So here we let the directors, and they pretty much said, here's the outline. This is what we want you to include. Work it in there and figure it out which way the best way to work it in.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and Noah brings up the point too that it's the first time that we see Vision.
Vision
it is the first time the Vision.
Which
I adore
Vision is probably one of my favorite of the of the Avengers. So yeah, definitely.
I absolutely love Vision. There's just I have my favorites, and there's no way for me to explain why they're my favorites, but Vision is really high up there.
Well, Jarvis was always kind of my favorite. I always liked Jarvis and Iron Man, and to have him become personified this way, is pretty cool. And I mean, it's totally different from what the comics are, but I mean, they do it well. I like the fact that they use Jarvis. So
I thought that was I often forget that.
Yeah.
It often slips my mind, but I mean, it is really cool that they do that.
Yeah.
In fact, I didn't even know that. So thank you, Russ.
You are watching the movie?
What's that?
I mean, I guess I could see that it kind of evolved, but I wasn't really sure what was going on there.
But this is also the first time that we've taken a character from the Marvel television universe and actually brought him on screen, because the actor who plays Vision is also the actor who plays Jarvis in he plays Jarvis in Marvel's Agents of the
Shield.
No, the Joan Carter
Agent
series.
Carter.
Agent Carter. He plays Jarvis in Agent Carter. He's also the same actor who plays Jarvis.
No, I don't think so, Tracy.
No?
I think it's a different guy. Yeah. It's a different guy that plays him in screen, but it's the same guy that does the Thor.
Because I know they used the same person for the last movie, Endgame. That's the same person that was the chauffeur.
Right. Well, they use him as far as the face character, but the voice is what's his name?
Oh.
Yeah.
Peter Bentley or something like that.
Paul Bettany.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think either which way,
Yeah.
it's a great. But this is also the movie that we are confirmed that we are now in the Infinity Stone Gauntlet era, because up until this movie, it was hinted around, but now we actually seen a vision of the fist and the stones in that fist.
Yep.
We're now looking at it is the true Infinity. The Infinity Stones are coming, and it's now known.
Yeah.
And welcome in Garrett from Monarch Moments. Rock and Robin, welcome in. If you want, share the stream out. We have probably about 6 people watching right now. Probably one of them is myself.
I agree. No, I really love when Vision lifts Thor's hammer. I think that is a really cool scene. I think anything having to do with Thor's hammer is really awesome.
Yes.
I think Mjolnir is just such an awesome physical thing, you know?
Yeah.
So I really love it when things happen with Mjolnir.
Welcome in, Rachel Loves Disney.
And there's some good foreshadowing going on there too.
There is.
So, which we won't spoil, but yes.
Nope, we won't spoil it for Ange, but there's.
I was like, what foreshadowing?
There's a lot of foreshadowing in this.
There's a lot of foreshadowing. So, hey, Rachel, welcome in.
All right.
So,
I have like a yawn count for myself. I've yawned twice so far.
Garrett, they wanted to use the ocean, but
because you're bored.
the problem is they would love to use the ocean as their backdrop, but they would need some fresh light in front of them to offset the sunlight coming in behind them.
Yeah.
Lighting doesn't work.
Right.
So you would need some soft light, like in the studio. You would actually have to. But
Yeah,
awesome.
we tried it.
Well, we can set it like this, and we can just talk.
That is true.
Look at
As
it.
long as we don't see you in a Speedo, we're good.
I will not show myself from the waist down.
Oh my.
So yeah,
So
my
what
yawn count is at 2 right now. So I just put a little number 2.
So the good part is I've watched Age of Ultron in the past. I know Russ has watched Age of Ultron in the past. Even Kenzie has watched Age of Ultron in the past. And
I've watched it many times.
And Jeff has watched Age of Ultron in the past. So let's talk to Angela. Angela, how did you find the movie to be for your first viewing?
I liked it. I liked the introduction of the twins and everything. So I thought that was I liked that about it. So, and I liked how they were able to kind of turn around.
Yeah.
Because I kind of wasn't sure what was going to happen with the two of them. Of course, I did feel bad. Am I allowed to say spoilers? Or
Yes, you can.
Okay. Because I was kind of felt bad about what happened to her brother. But is he going to come back, or he's done? Or you're not going to?
Because Quicksilver is actually technically in the DC.
No,
not DC. X-Men. He's an X-Men. That's what I meant to say. But Quicksilver is actually an X-Men character.
He's in the crossover, but that's totally different.
Well, here's the thing. Now, if they wanted to, they could bring another Quicksilver character back into the universe because, believe it or not, now that Disney owns 20th Century Fox, and that was the biggest problem that they had before, X-Men and the mutants, and that's why they were always called enhanced instead of mutants. They're enhanced. In the X-Men universe, they are the son and daughter of Magneto. They couldn't use him in this movie as the sons and daughter of Magneto because at the time, contract negotiations between 20th Century Fox and Marvel and Disney just didn't work out. Now that Disney has bought 20th Century Fox, they can bring in all the mutants, all of the stuff that they couldn't deal with, and they could bring them in. Welcome in, Gobble Gobble, Mike Wheeler.
Hi,
What's up,
Mike.
Gobble, gobble, gobble.
He just woke up from a nap.
Yep.
So did I.
I need a nap.
My yawn count is 3 now.
So this is what I like about this is James Spader plays Ultron as James Spader, or as the voice of Raymond Reddington. Every time I see this, and I've said this before in the past, I like Blacklist. I think it was a good show, but he plays that maniacal. He has that maniacal voice that comes across as a nice villain. Yeah. And James Spader has played some bad guys even in those early teen movies. He was a bad guy. I mean, he was the jerk. He was the I guess I would say idiot.
Mm.
But I liked how Ultron continuously changed his body, moved it, and brought it something better.
Which is a major part of the comics. It's of his character.
Okay.
I just find Ultron to be super like menacing and Wanda says she's like he doesn't understand the difference between saving the world and destroying it.
Yeah.
So I think
that's what Vision says.
Right.
No,
I think Vision
Wanda said that to Cap before Captain
I mean, you just watched it, so
yeah, I literally just watched it. Yeah, she says it to him right when Tony gets Vision. That's why Steve goes and like.
So now that our Avengers crew has increased from our last Avengers movie, let's go around the panel and see who your favorite Avenger was. We'll start with Russ, and we'll work all the way back to myself. So we'll start with Russ. Out of this Avengers movie, who was your favorite Avenger of this?
Well, I mean, for this movie, it's Vision. I mean, I'm still Team Cap, but Vision in this movie, I compare him. He is like the Superman of the Marvel movies to me, and he's that innocent character that only does good, and welcome in, Pam. Didn't get to say how do you.
Pam.
He's basically invincible. He's he can fly. He's got the laser. So he's the Superman to me of that same character, and I'm a big Superman fan. But I just think that it's so. And again, I love Jarvis. I love his character and just who he is, and I think it's cool that the way that they tied him in to make this character. So yeah, I think Vision for me.
Ken's, I think we all know your favorite one.
Wanda, obviously. I think she's just. I also think her power is just so cool.
Yeah.
And just so powerful. I just love everything about her character, except when her accent mysteriously disappears. We don't talk about that. We don't talk about the accent disappearing. We talk about.
I didn't notice that.
I absolutely love how I love that scene where I haven't actually gotten that far in the movie. I had like half an hour left of it. But off the top of my head, I remember the scene where Clint is like, I'm just a dude with a bow and arrow, and I'm doing this. Like, you can do that. And she's just such I can't use the word because family friendly stream, but she's awesome, and I love her. And
she is one of the most powerful of all of the mutants.
Well, out of the X-Men.
Well, I mean, she is. Because and actually, her character, she's half mutant and then also half witch. I mean, because she has magic as well, so she just has so much power within her. And I think this is cool, in this movie because she's just figuring it all out.
Yeah,
right.
The next movie, she's got it. She's she knows how to use it. So.
She is very tactical and she is very smart. And I just think she is just an empowering female character, and I love her in all of the movies. She's amazing. And I also love Nat in this movie. I think she's also really awesome. I have opinions about the,
we'll get to that.
Yeah, I have opinions about it.
Jeff, your favorite Avenger in this movie? I think you were Team Cap in the last Avengers movie. Are you still Team Cap here?
No, I think I'm a big Vision fan. I mean, that's the reason I started reading the comics 35 years ago or whatever, because of Vision.
I was like 2 then. Yeah,
probably. They don't they don't beat Ultron if they don't have Vision.
Oh no,
Right.
they don't.
Period.
Right.
So he's an integral part of that team now,
Hmm.
and he is very, very powerful. More than they show in this. From reading the comics, he is very powerful. So is the Scarlet Witch. The Scarlet Witch is very powerful as well.
Yeah.
These are two powerful, and they're a power couple.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
So
and here's
Oh.
the thing.
They end up teaming
yeah.
up. Oh.
Oh yeah.
Spoilers.
Vision and Scarlet Witch. Okay.
dang.
Well, I
Dang.
mean, Vision is basically the human embodiment of the Mind Stone.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's gonna be like the most powerful thing there is, So
Absolutely insane with his powers. I love him.
Oh.
Like, I think I like this one more than the first Avengers movie.
Really?
I do, yeah.
I do too.
I think mainly for the part that, like, obviously, everyone knows I adore Loki, and I think he's amazing. I just think this movie is, I don't know, I feel like it's superior in villain-wise, and like I said, I love Loki, but I think Ultron is just such a menacing character, and I just think the acting, they're more comfortable with each other in this movie than they are in the first Avengers. They're a lot more comfortable here.
So Angela,
What is it? Is it a bug? Go
it's a
ahead.
cricket. It must
Oh,
be a
no.
cricket.
They're
It's a flying
following
cricket.
you.
It's a flying cricket. Angela,
one
it's
of
your
those
first.
crickets.
It's your first time watching it. So, who did you find was your favorite Avenger of this movie?
So I liked Scarlet Witch too. So
Okay.
yes.
Obviously, we
I
love
thought that-
Pietro too, but
Yeah.
I'm
I
I'm
just
still.
thought. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. You didn't finish, and I'm not cutting you
No,
off.
I just
Go
was
ahead.
gonna say, I just really, I don't know what it was about her that I really liked. I liked how she was able to see the good side of things, and they were able to kind of turn her around. I don't know. I'm kind of sappy that way, I guess. So
and I remember saying a while back before we had watched Winter Soldier or this movie, and I said my three favorites are Loki, Wanda, and Bucky. All three characters. I'm a sucker for characters that start bad and make their way to the good side.
Yeah.
Even
me
if Loki
too.
doesn't always get there.
I also want to kind of give an honorable mention to Hawkeye. Because
Exactly.
Yeah.
in this
He's
movie,
awesome.
because I think he kind of plays Cap's role in this movie because he helps bring the team together
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes.
even more so than Cap
I was
does.
thinking that
So they all end up at his farmhouse. You learn a lot more about him in this movie.
Yeah.
And
I
you
know.
learn he's
Yeah.
a family man, that he cares about his kids, and this is why he does what he does. And
Yeah.
he's the one that motivates Wanda to do what she does, and
That's. I was going to mention. He's an honorable mention too, Russ.
Yeah.
I agree.
They're not kids. Those are spies.
Who's
yeah, they're
His
agents.
wife- They're agents.
They're shield
Agent
agents.
spies. Yeah.
I
Yeah,
love
Hawk-
the reaction when he walks into the house and everyone's like, and like, and he sees his kids, and then Natasha's in on all of it, and it's
Yeah.
just everyone's freaking out. Like,
Antoinette.
yeah, it's the cutest thing ever.
Then 4 steps on the Legos. He feels
Yeah.
bad and then he leaves. He feels bad and then he leaves.
That's Thor's interaction with the children.
Yeah.
So, I'm still a Team Cap guy. Team Cap still, he's still the moral. While
If Cap had his way in this movie, they wouldn't have defeated Ultron because
why is that?
he didn't want Tony to make Vision.
Right.
He was
That
trying
is
to
true.
He was
But-
trying to stop.
So that's why I can't. I
But
love
you gotta-
Cap. I can't be Team Cap in this because if he
I
had
like
had
Team.
an eye on
Well,
everything,
you got to remember he's the moral center, where Hawkeye is the heart center. Cap is the moral center. You got to look at it at Cap's point of view. Cap is coming into this where Tony just created Ultron. He doesn't want a second or a super Ultron. So what's he going to do? He's going by the information given to him.
Mhm.
He's the one taking on Ultron on that truck. He's he's still super bad. Bad.
Yeah. We always want to say that word, but we can't because we're on a family-friendly stream.
Right. So he definitely is. So I can't hold that against him. His idea of trying to stop Tony from creating Vision was to, hey, this is the information that I have. Are you creating another Super Vision? Because I can't, or Super Ultron? I mean, you've already screwed up once. Why are you going to try again? I mean, and I think he was more aggravated that here you go, you got Tony just doing what he wants. And luckily, the second time around with Vision, he gets away with it and it works out for him. Could it have gone the other side? Because even if you listen to Vision when he's born and he comes out of the cradle, he says, I'm not what Ultron wanted and I'm not what Tony wanted. He's his own thing.
Yeah.
It could totally be just something different. You know what I mean? So it could have changed. We could have, and exactly what Vision says. If he wasn't on their side, there's really nothing they could have done to him.
Yeah.
If they couldn't beat Ultron without Vision, just imagine them trying to beat Vision.
Yeah.
You know, if Vision turns bad, what do? Like Superman. If you have a bad Superman in DC, who's going to stop Superman? Nobody. He's Superman. And the same thing with Vision. What's good is when you talk about Scarlet Witch and you talk about Vision, and then we have another character coming up. Those characters who were created by the Infinity Stones are considered some of the strongest characters in the Marvel Universe. And here we have two very strong individuals.
What is the one coming up?
There's one more that's coming up in the last movie. She has her own movie. It's the one that Carlos skipped.
Oh, yeah. No, I always forget about her.
So when you're looking at all of the strongest characters, they all come from the Infinity Stones. They also changed Scarlet Witch's character clothing, and I'm going to show. I
love her outfit in this.
This is what she was supposed to wear in the.
I find the jacket that she wears in it to be so much nicer.
And this is as a family-friendly stream. This is the more conservative photo of what she would be wearing.
Really?
Yes.
I love her outfit, and
she wears very, very revealing clothing.
Right.
as most of the females are to do.
So when you're talking about, she's got her power. She's super powerful. Even in the future movies, they know that Scarlet Witch is probably one of the most powerful individuals and fighters that they have. My problem with Vision is in this movie, he is super, super strong, and he's super, super. Pretty much anything he wants to do, he can do. A couple movies in the future, you're going to see where he's not as strong as he was once in this one, and we have the same problem with some of the other ones. Some depending on the movie, the strength of some of these superheroes either go up or come down.
Yeah.
Well,
always be at their best.
Later on, though, he's going up against the power of the other stones, and so that that's part of it. But it's a plot point, and I get that.
I just think this movie, like, I love Avengers character-wise, but I think this movie is just superior in the way of characters. Because you're adding new characters, and I'm a sucker for movies that have a bunch of characters in them. Like, I really love, like, when we get to Infinity War and Endgame, you just have so many characters condensed into one space. And it's so interesting seeing how they work together, too.
Yeah.
I mean,
so,
continue.
What would be your favorite part of this movie? We'll start with, this time we're going to start with Angela. What would you consider your favorite part of this movie, if you remember all of it, since it was a couple days ago?
Yeah. So I think I like the part where he brought them to the farmhouse and took them to a safe place or whatever, and just, I don't know, seeing them all kind of interacting together in that type of environment, I thought was kind of neat. Kind of just like a relaxed, something you'd see every day, right? Like, you go into the house and, so I like that part. I thought that was kind of cool.
And even the scene where with Fury, they're all there in the kitchen, and he even states, it's like, well, I used to used to be in charge of this, global organization with all of this technology, and now it's just us.
Yep.
And we have to figure this out on our own, and it brings them together as a team. They have to face this, and that's where the team comes back together somewhat. So yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
So Jeff, what do you think your best part of this movie or your favorite part of this movie?
I actually have a couple. I like the part where after he creates Ultron, Tony starts laughing, and they start like, "What are you laughing about?" Like Tony knew what he did, and then it was kind of like a aha, I know how I could do this better probably.
And I love it where Banner is like, "No, don't tell him, don't tell him, don't tell him."
Yeah, yeah, and then
I don't want to get in trouble.
Please don't get me in trouble with Uncle Cap, please.
And then the other part is where they have the party and they're sitting around trying to lift Thor's hammer.
Yes.
And then Captain America like fudges it. You see Thor like,
and Thor's just like,
Thor's like,
not.
You better not be able to lift that. Yeah, he was the only one that was able to even budge that thing.
Yeah.
That's funny.
That's why I think, I think there are a lot of reasons that scene is so important. One, because it kind of shows that it shows like a domestic type of relaxing interaction between the team. I think that's really awesome that they're able to show that. Like, they're all just at a party. They're just hanging out. And also it reinforces the statement of only people who are worthy can hold the hammer. So that's why it's so much more intense when you find out that Vision can hold it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
All right.
I like that part too.
So Ken's, what is your favorite part of the movie?
I really love that fight scene at the end where they're all working together, and like I love when it's like the slow motion and everybody's like moving and you can see everybody doing their own thing but also working together. And I love the teamwork that they have, because I really love that like all of these people can do different things. And you have so many different combinations of things when you put two characters together. So like, Tony and Cap work in a certain way together versus how Hawkeye and Nat work together versus how Cap and Nat work together. Like it's really like, it's interesting seeing what all these combinations can show and create. And I also do love the language part with Cap. That is a very funny part.
All right, welcome in, Jamie from Lady Jamers. I think you're heading out soon, so I just want to acknowledge that you're here. Welcome in, and have a good dinner. Russ, your favorite part of the movie?
Well, I like the party scene as well. I mean, it's another way to see them, not just fighting bad guys, and you kind of get to know who they are. You also see, a shift in Maria Hill's character with, she's now working for Tony, which is, a battle of itself, but I really enjoy. I mean, I like the end fight. I mean, anytime any scene with Ultron in it is entertaining to me. I mean, he's just such a great villain and just such an interesting character that I just love. I love that. So I mean, the end fight. My favorite line is from Cap at the end fight. It's like, you get hurt him back. You get killed, walk it off.
If you die or whatever,
walk it off. I just love it.
Yeah, that's a good speech.
I mean, just about anything with Ultron in it, I love. And then of course, once Vision comes back and picks up the hammer, that just it's just that
yes.
That's not the Artemis Fowl of this movie. That's my next go around is the Artemis Fowl of the movie. It's the worst part of the movie. So one of my favorite parts is I think the opening fight scene. Where Cap says language, and you can see that these guys have been working. They're finally mopping up the last known residents of Hydra, Baron Strucker, And we see the first time that Scarlet Witch is using her powers, and obviously, well, not obviously, in the first part of the movie, she's using it for against the Avengers, but she's still using her powers. The same thing with Quicksilver. They're using it, against the Avengers, but they're still using their powers. They don't know that they're doing it bad. That's all they've known. And what's best is you get the reason why they go against Stark and the other characters, because for years Stark, as a weapons manufacturer, they sat there and waited for one of Stark's missiles to kill him. Did Stark personally shoot that missile? No. But I mean, just that one shot where you see all of them, and the Hulk is just coming through, and with that fist, I thought that was excellent. That's a perfect setup shot for the Avengers, and then just confirm it with that last scene, with that last fight scene. What's nice is in the first Avengers movie, you had that 360 of the Avengers coming down, sitting down, and you're setting your 6 Avengers. And welcome in Tina Marie.
Hi, Tina.
What's up, Butterball? And then when you get to the church fight scene and you see them again, it's another 360. You had the first team Avengers, and now you have that next team Avengers that's coming up. My favorite line in the movie was probably, "Is that the best you have?" And then Ultron brings in all of them, and then I think that was Thor who says, "Is that the best you got?" And then Cap looks at him and goes, "You had to ask for that."
Say it, yeah.
I had to say that. So there's some good stuff. I like those. Those are some of my favorite parts. So now let's get to the Artemis Fowl of Age of Ultron, and this time we're going to start with Kenzie Days. Kenzie, what is your worst part of this movie? I know what my worst part is.
I know a lot of your Artemis Fowl is going to be the relationship between Nat and Bruce, because I personally think it's a little rushed. I don't hate the relationship between them, because I think, they are two very broken characters, and I think it's an interesting relationship concept between them that doesn't really go anywhere, obviously, but I don't hate it. I feel like it's just a little forced. Like you've never seen them have chemistry together at all until this movie.
Yeah.
So, and obviously there has been a time skip between the two. So yeah, it's understandable why, there's suddenly chemistry between them, but I don't hate it, but it's not my favorite.
I think part of it is that they use it as a plot point to show that these characters have flaws. And I mean, this is what's interesting to me, before the Hulk was the weapon, and in this, he is still the weapon, but he's also not, he's more feared. And in this movie, and I don't know if you notice this, but you never see Bruce become the Hulk in this. You only see Hulk become Bruce.
Yeah.
Right.
And because there's a relationship now between Bruce and the Hulk where they both fear each other. The Hulk doesn't want to become Bruce again. He's, puny Banner. Banner doesn't want to become the Hulk again. So there's that conflict there. Well, then you have this love interest now, and Nat's already flawed herself. She's got, lots of past issues. And I mean, I just think that was a good way for them to come together to show that. I agree with you, Kenzie. I don't like it.
Yeah.
I think it's weird.
It's really out of nowhere, but I think it's okay for the movie in general.
Right. And I mean, they kind of tie it into the fact that she's the one that brought Banner into the Avengers, and so that's where the connection came from. And
she's the one that does the thing with the sun's getting real
right, with the sun's going to roll
so
low.
They have that relationship, but I've always felt it was kind of like an unrequited thing between them, and I don't mind that.
Yeah. So
yeah. So it's not my favorite. I don't have a least favorite part of this movie.
Viz our dream. What is your Artemis Fowl of the movie?
You want me to go?
Go ahead.
Sure.
You go.
Mine's the beginning when the fight. I mean, why risk
one of my favorite parts
all the lives? just send the Hulk in, have him bust everything up, and then go in. Right? Why risk getting Hawkeye shot, which Hawkeye got shot? Why risk any casualties? Just send the Hulk in, have him bust all the bunkers, have him bust the place down, and
Okay.
you know,
I guess I could see that point.
just send your strongest person in. Why send Hawkeye, a guy with a bow and arrow, against all these tanks and specialized guns?
Why send Guy Hawk with a bow and arrow against the whole Chintari evasion and the whole
Same thing.
If anything, Hawkeye, as far as the heart of the team, that's what he is in this movie. He's really the weakest part of the whole team because he's fighting a war with a bow and arrow.
Right.
But so Angela, you're Artemis Fowl of the movie. I guess we're going to call everything the worst part is we're just going to say not even worse. We're just going to say Artemis Fowl.
Artemis Fowl of the movie.
Yeah, I thought that whole thing was weird too with Hulk and Black Widow. Like I thought it was weird, like he just left, and I'm like, did I miss something earlier? But Kenzie, it sounds like I did. Like they just kind of put them together now. So I thought, did I miss some subtle things that were happening?
I feel like they just throw Nat with a character and they say, have tension. Like I feel bad for her.
A lot of this is
a relationship.
It's the director's issue. The director, Josh Whedon. This is the last movie that Josh Whedon directed for Marvel. This is the guy who created Buffy the Vampire Slayer. He created Angel. He also created Firefly. Josh Whedon. He's a smart and intelligent guy in this whole sci-fi universe. But this is his last movie. He also directed the first Avengers. He also directed this one. This was his last movie of Josh Whedon. His next movie after this that we know that I think is he took over for the DC universe after they fired the first director of the Justice League. He went in and retooled Justice League and made it a little bit more brighter, a little bit. DC tried to grab Josh Whedon and say, "Hey, listen, could you do with this pile of crap of Justice League what you did for Marvel and Avengers?" And he tried the best he could. He just didn't have the right shoots, and even with reshoots, it just didn't work. But that was Josh Whedon. The plot point, and I could see this with the relationship, is it gave us something to calm the Hulk down, because how else were you going to calm the Hulk down in the middle of a battle? Right. It gave us a tool to bring Banner back into the. In other words, listen, Hulk, we need you to kind of like chill out now, because
we're gonna give you a reason to want to chill out.
Right. So,
I have a strong opinion about love interests in Avengers movies. I am a sucker for a love story. Absolutely, like I love romance stuff. I love anything like that. I'm not a fan of romance stuff in Marvel. It's just not a thing for me. I'm not super into it. I don't feel like, obviously it's understandable. You have that like thing that you want to fight for, but it's never been like a huge thing for me in these movies.
Yeah.
All right. So now we come to the point where we're about 15 minutes in. I don't know how long it's going to take. I don't know how long it's going to take, but Russ, you're our resident comic to movie difference guy. What's the big difference between this movie and the comic narrative?
I mean, now the story itself is much more. I mean, it's close to the comics, but it's not exact. But I mean, it's it's close enough and it's good enough. The real major difference, and again, there's not a whole lot, are just some of the character things. In the comics, Ultron is actually created by Hank Pym, who was Ant-Man. And Ant-Man actually plays a much bigger role in the Avengers than he does in these movies. He was one of the founding members, but that's Hank Pym, not
Scott Lang.
Not Scott Lang. So that that's some difference there, and we'll get into that next week. But it's not overly different. The creation of Vision is much different. With the Mind Stone, and it's actually more that he is actually Ultron creates Vision in the comic as a weapon to defeat the Avengers. But what happens is that the Mind Stone decides that no, you've taken the bad part. Now I'm going to be the good part, and so it's a battle of good and evil, which
So
is kind of
he's-
where the story goes. It's
So
a
it-
battle of good and evil. So
In the comic books, he's the Arnold Schwarzenegger, and Ultron's the Danny DeVito. Anybody who knows twins knows that.
Yeah.
So that's
yeah,
cool.
there's not a whole big difference. I mean, there's not a lot of things that are changed. I
So-
mean,
So in the comics, Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver are part of the plot.
no,
Okay.
they are not. They are not a part of any of the things with Ultron. Now, there are crossovers as far as with the X-Men versus Ultron. Ultron is a major bad guy within the comics. Ultron's main motivation is to evolve himself so that he can take over the world, and which is kind of what he's doing. He doesn't have this mission to save the world. You know, he's there to destroy the world, and he wants to be the ultimate power. And so that's why he continues to evolve himself. But in the comics, he's also pretty easily beat. But the thing is, he never dies. You know, it's like trying to kill the internet.
We're
You know-
gonna get to that. You on count 6 on Ken.
Yeah.
How's everything at the beach here?
Tired, man. It has nothing to
Yes.
do with being bored. I'm just tired. How's that play?
Jeff and Ange, you guys seem pretty quiet today. I mean, long drive up into beach, enjoying that, and you're talking to us nerds instead of out there in the middle of the ocean.
You guys probably antsy to get out there.
Yes.
No, it's just been a long. We got in at like 2:30 last night. We didn't get to bed till like 3, and then we got up at like 7 to go today. So
To drive the rest of the way.
kind of
Yeah.
tired.
Yeah.
So, like I said, I don't want to.
Well, I was just going to say, Tracy, we never have even talked about the Hulkbuster.
Yes.
That is a great scene. What did you think, guys? Jeff, what did you think about the Hulkbuster and the Veronica? You're not a big fan.
I'm not buying it.
Applause.
I'm not buying it.
Oh,
You're not-
this mustn't be.
Ooh, our battery's not charging. Hold on.
So hold on, something's happening to our computer. Is that outlet not working?
Maybe the outlet's not working.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
Keep
jeez.
talking.
Well, I think the
Our computers-
Veronica is a very faulty thing because it's supposed to be something that can contain the Hulk, and he very easily is not contained in it.
Well, I mean, what I thought was one of the best part of that movie is when the Hulk looks up and he spits out that tooth. When he spits out that tooth, and Tony goes,
Sorry.
"Oh man!"
Sorry.
I think Tony knew. Tony knew he was going to get.
Like there are a lot of moments where Tony is talking and he's like, "All right, I need
Hi,
you
Amy.
to help me here. I need you to. You gotta help me out, Bruce." And he's like, and the part where he spits out the tooth and he goes, "Sorry."
Yeah.
I love all of that.
I love the line where they're flying and he's got him up in the air and he's taking him towards the building. It's like, so how quick can we buy this building?
Right. So Jeff and Ann, did you get everything fixed yet, or?
No,
For
this
some
outlet's
reason,
not
the
charging my
outlet
laptop.
outside is not working,
A lot of stuff.
so we may have to sign off early.
Hey, Amy.
That's
Oh, that's
fine.
not charging.
Amy.
Yeah, this outlet I don't think is working out here. And it's the only
It's
outlet.
the only outlet.
Maybe there's a switch. You know how sometimes you need to flip a
Hold on.
switch
Yeah.
for the outlet to actually work? So maybe
So-
it's inside somewhere.
There's a lot of comedy in this movie,
Yeah.
and it worked very well. I liked it. It was a nice balance.
Well,
nice
I was
balance.
gonna talk about too. I don't know if you guys caught it, but in the very beginning battle, when Strucker comes in and he's got one of the henchmen guys on the computer, and he's asking about what's going on. Well, the henchman guy, he comes in and is like, Strucker's like, "Who ordered the attack?" Herr Strucker, it's the Avengers. Can we hold them off? sir, it's the Avengers.
No, you can't.
Well, then later on, Iron Man busts in through the wall, and the same guy. So he says, "Guys, can't we talk about this?" And they start shooting at him, and then he knocks them out, and he's like, Tony's like, "Good talk," and you hear that guy in the background. No, it wasn't.
I love all of the comedy in these movies. I swear they only get better from here.
Yeah,
right.
Wise, acting wise.
Well, wait till we watch Ant-Man next week. It's hilarious.
Oh, jeez. See, can you imagine how weird it was for me to watch Ant-Man and the Wasp without ever having watched Ant-Man? I was confused, man.
But
it's good. It's hilarious. So
I would have to say this is some of the best ones, and I like this movie. I really do. This is one of my favorite movies.
Yeah.
As far as villain goes, I think it was great. I mean, I've looked at IMDb when I was watching this movie.
As we always do.
As we always do. And what's nice is when you look at it, and I don't know if we lost those guys.
Yeah, we may have.
Oh no.
What's nice about this one is that James Spader, when he was actually coming in to do the lines for this stuff, he didn't ask for a stand-in. He decided to stand in there and do the motion caption himself. And we get that in the future with
Thanos.
Jet. He decides to stand in and do the motion capture for Thanos.
I think that's really good because you can say a line a million types of ways, but the way that you move when you say it decides how it is come crossed. So I think it's really good that he did that, because I don't think he would have been as menacing if he hadn't done that.
Yeah.
It's just the way that he saunters and the way he holds himself and like the leaning and stuff like that. It's really, like, I've said menacing at least 30 times in this, but he is so scary.
Yeah.
Like, I would be terrified if I was on the Avengers and this was the guy I had to fight.
Always, he uses the Pinocchio line, and I always picture like, what if Pinocchio was a villain?
Right.
It's just, what if Pinocchio was a bad guy, and it's but he has ultimate power over all computers in the world. It's just.
I just think he's such a good villain. One of my favorite villains.
See, here's the thing, and the best part, and Jeff and Angela, if you get your stuff back up, please jump back in. We'll talk. We're not going anywhere for a little bit. Even after we end the live, we'll probably be here for a couple minutes.
Mm-hmm.
The thing that needed to happen the most was burning him out of the net. If we didn't burn him out of the net, if Vision doesn't burn him out of the net, we have a whole Terminator series coming on, because he's like Skynet.
Oh, we should talk about Terminator in a stream. We should do that. We should do a Terminator stream.
Maybe after we're done with the Marvel series, we can do. Yeah. Well, it's not that far away, believe it or not.
I was gonna say we're about halfway, I think. So.
Back. We're inside now.
Sorry.
Jeff, how do you feel about doing a series on Terminator when we're done with Marvel? How do you feel about
Me?
Yeah.
Then we can also add in the Predator.
I've never seen Terminator.
Really?
Me either.
Ooh.
Dude.
Terminator.
Talk about sci-fi and like time travel and robots.
Oh.
Wait.
And I'm so sad.
I gotta say some things before we go.
Go ahead.
Did you guys talk about Hulk? Did you guys talk about Hulk?
Go for it.
Taking
Yeah.
off on the
You guys have been quiet. Go for it.
I was just wondering if you talked about Hulk. So this leads into a little bit of Ragnarok.
Correct.
The Quinjet.
Yep.
Hulk takes off on the end. He knows they want to track him where he's going, but he keeps the tracking off and shuts Natalie off and takes off to the unknown. But we'll find out where he went.
Yeah.
Coming up in Ragnarok, and then
it also shows that Hulk can think for himself.
That is true.
Right.
Yeah.
He's not just the
So
Hulk.
he's evolving.
He can think for himself.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
And then
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say one thing I learned from watching this movie that I didn't that I never I guess knew before from watching it this time. I learned that when Hawkeye had his kid, the middle name was Petro. I never knew that. He named the kid Petro.
Yeah, he named him. Yeah,
He named them after Quicksilver.
Yeah, after Quicksilver for saving his life. Yeah.
Yep.
All right, so Quicksilver.
That just shows how that.
So the reason why Quicksilver dies in this movie, and I'll just kind of put this out there, 20th Century Fox allowed them to use Quicksilver in this movie as long as he doesn't join the Avengers. And what's the best way to not join the Avengers?
Kill him off.
You kill him off.
Why were they okay with Scarlet Witch though?
Because they didn't have a Scarlet Witch, and they didn't plan on bringing a Scarlet Witch into the X-Men universe yet.
She wasn't already there. Yeah.
Right. Because I really like Quicksilver, Evan Peters. I think he's really good.
Mm-hmm.
So we're coming about 2 minutes to the 5 o'clock. I want to wrap everything up. I think we talked pretty good about Age of Ultron. Everybody happy? Anybody want to add anything else to this movie? Jeff, anything else you want to add? No? Yes. Jeff? Is our dream?
It's us.
Is that us?
Do you want to add anything to this? To the stream about Age of Ultron?
I don't think their thing's working.
Sorry, we're getting we're really glitchy. It's
Okay.
our
Okay.
I don't know if it's the
internet.
internet here.
Are you on the 5G?
No, just stay on keep it on this one. The 5G wasn't as good.
Really?
Yeah.
I think the 5G is better.
5G wasn't as good.
All right,
I tested it before I got on.
Sorry.
That's
Are we
okay.
glitchy to you guys?
No, you're fine.
You guys are fine.
You're fine now.
Yeah.
So, do you have anything else to add? Anything about the Age of Ultron movie that you want to add before we end the stream today?
I don't have anything. Do you?
Just like also it kind of is a premise into the Black Panther too. Like there's a little bit of Black Panther.
Yeah, it's true.
With Flaw
in this movie too. So.
Yep.
Because this is the first time we actually hear Wakanda. So yes, the Wakanda, even though it was in the background.
It's us.
Even though it was in the background of Tony in I think Iron Man 2, or is it Iron Man, one of the two. This is the first time Wakanda was talked about. So
yeah, with Claw and all that, because that's a huge point, or that's a huge part of Black Panther as we go, because Claw makes a big appearance. So
yeah, not that great of appearance though. Russ, anything else to add? Anything else to add, Russ? Before we move on?
The only other thing that I maybe don't like is Thor in this movie.
He doesn't do anything.
He doesn't really do anything other. He's
there.
He's the soothsayer of this movie because obviously he is the only reason that Vision is alive, because he's the one,
correct.
Came and said, "Hey, I had this vision."
And I got it.
And there's a deleted scene about that where he goes to the pool, and it's a little bit more in depth with
there is a deleted scene. The deleted scene does give a little bit more information.
It gives a little bit more information and things, but I understand why they cut it, but
just timing. We're already at 2 minutes. We're already at 2 hours and 20 minutes.
Right. And but yeah, the only reason to me that Thor was there was to show that Vision could hold the hammer,
right? Yeah. Pretty much,
and to prove Vision's worth as a hero, and so yeah, he has that point, but again, I was a little disappointed.
He's underutilized in this movie.
Thor,
yes. Ken's, anything else to add?
Nope.
All right. So around the table, Ken's, what do you guys going on? What's coming up on your channel? That's Kenzie Days.
4:30 to 5:30 tomorrow. Not sure what I'm doing yet, but I'll figure it out. It is Sunday, right? Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
today is Sunday.
4:30 to 5:30 tomorrow.
Remember, I did tag you guys in a video. So
yes, you did. So I could probably do that. Thank you.
Yeah.
Got it.
That's breaking down.
Russ, what do you got coming up, buddy?
Next Saturday, we're going to be doing a craft stream, which should be a lot of fun. And I think I already have some special guests lined up, which will be a lot of fun, which I'll talk to you guys after the stream about. And yeah, other than that, it's Nerd Talk next week on
Sweet.
Kenzie's channel.
All right, Diz or Dream, what do you guys got coming up? Beach vacation. Are you going to take us down? Are we going to go down and we're going to stream from the ocean front?
I don't think so.
I am. I'm going to take you guys out to the beach one of these mornings. I'm just going to.
All right, maybe later in the week.
Waist up.
Maybe Saturday.
Chest up.
No.
Maybe Saturday for our stream.
Full speedo, baby. Full
We'll
speedo,
see.
baby.
Full speedo.
But-
Yep.
You're gonna have to warn me so I don't watch.
I'll shave. Don't worry.
All right, so we're still doing Dreaming with the Mouse on Thursday night?
I think so. I mean, I think, yeah, they're doing it on their channel,
Okay.
so we probably will jump on because I think, you know, we've been trying to keep doing that no matter what the circumstance. So we'll see
And
how that goes.
We have a lot of video to get out too.
Yeah, we have a lot of
Yeah.
stuff we need to work on, but it's hard without the computer.
Yeah.
So I'm going to try to do some stuff on my phone. So
All right,
Or
make
my
sure you
iPad.
check out Is Our Dreams live broadcast from south of the border. They went live at 12. They went live at 12 o'clock last night or this morning. Check it out.
Oh,
Give them a
my.
like. Give them a like. Comment on it because it's south of the border.
Yeah.
It's probably they're never going to go there again, supposedly.
No.
What do we got? What do I got coming up? What I got coming up?
Yes.
4:30 4 o'clock on Thursday, right before Diz or Dream. I'm going to have a show. I don't know exactly what I'm going to do, but it might be. I don't know. I got to figure it out. The reason I skipped last week is we didn't talk about the elephant in the room. Why are we all together? We all love Disney. That's why we're here. I mean, that's how we all met each other. Disney is open. A lot of streamers, in there. A lot of people, including me, upset that I was scheduled to be there right about this time and I'm not there. We canceled our trip, but it is what it is. Those guys who are bringing Disney to us, thank you. You guys, yesterday morning, you brought Disney to us. We popped in here and there. Thank you guys. It's filling a hole that we can't get to. It is also making me mightily jealous, but it is what it
Like,
is.
jealous.
Well, we just got to go and just got to dip our toe in the water, and then we're out of there. I mean, we're home, and we didn't really get to do anything either. So I hear you. It's tough.
Yeah,
It
it's
is.
tough. So congratulations to Resort TV One. They hit 100,000 subscribers this week, and same thing with Corey Meets World. He hit 20K.
I think they got up to 103,000 today.
Yeah,
Wow.
I think that's the epicenter. So check out all of our friends here, Diz Our Dream, and everybody. And we're going to wrap up. I was just told that I'm rambling. I normally do. So
Who
thank
said
you guys. Yeah.
So Ant-Man next week.
Ant-Man next week, and Kenzie Days' channel, Nerd Talk, 4 o'clock.
Yep.
All right,
Sounds
guys.
good.
Thank you all for showing up. Don't
Thanks.
forget, if you're watching on a replay, give this a like and give it a comment. Thank you, guys. I appreciate you all stopping in. Have a good
Bye,
day.
everyone.
Thanks.
Bye.
Do you want to